Let's do a shop update. What's going on at the Robot Underground? We are scrapping all these frames. Say bye-bye. Offered them to you, $1 each. Nobody wanted them. Bye-bye. Held this car for 3 months. No payment. Say bye-bye. $800 and it's yours. And then I hope you take it home, pull the engine. That's worth $400 or $500. The radiator and anything else you can get out of it, parts or whatever. And then you scrap the whole thing for $600. Then you make out. Say bye-bye to rotten pallets. What else? What else? Consolidate. Look at that. Lower cleaned up really nice around here. Jizz Llama order just came in. So we got to prep those and do 100% QC. So make sure you only get the best, strongest jizz semen ever. We want you to have the best, creamiest ropes that Gonzo can bless you with. So clearing up this. I might keep like a stack of these because those are fun. I like them because they have the terminals already on them. And then they have a big spider landing, which is always nice. So even if you do a 2 or 2.5 inch motor, it'll be good. So I got to sort through that, figure out what I want to save and what I want to go. Laura's been prepping all this stuff. Just pulling it out of the cardboard boxes because it was all like rotting and falling over. But we machine these and it turns out really nice when we do them to make the motors and stuff like that for you guys. These are all good too. They just need some turtle jizz and some washing. They're still good. They're really hardy. A ton of these. I'm going to scrap some of the aluminum as well. Just because it's like, this is only good to make a mid, but I can buy this fully assembled and with packaging for super cheap. So, and I've been watching a lot of investing videos and I'm like, I need to fucking liquidate this shit. Turn it into money. The money is more valuable than the, you know, like I'm sure I could sell each one of these for, let's say $10 or even build them out. And I'm sure I can make more money in the long run, but I'm getting old. I just turned 48 and I need to do something more. So I need to get the fuck out of here. I need my cash flow back. Spending too much on rent. Getting all these gone. So some people like buy 3 pairs of Yeezys. I don't do that. I collect crap and I get locked into my fucking mechanic's widow's property where I find out from the city that I'm not even allowed to have all this stuff. I can't use any of this land for storage. So, but the city's been nice to me, and he's like, look, put up some screen and we'll look the other way until you get the fuck out of here. I'm like, okay, good. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So the city guy was nice to me though. He's like he's a artist for metal, does metal work. So he's got like a plasma table and he does all kinds of cool decorative custom gates and shit like that in his spare time, but right now he has no spare time. So this is all cleaned up. Bueno. No sleepy peoples. There were some people out here earlier. They had a fucking naked child running around. I was like, okay. It's naked child at the park. It's Mesa for you. So, yeah, I was going to do all kinds of stuff. I wanted to use this corridor. I was going to put some concrete down and waterproof the sides and then use it as a corridor to pull air down to make it like a giant, what do you call it, swamp cooler. And you just put, the power company uses boards. They use just hardwood, you know, just solid wood so it doesn't rot, and just circulates water on it and it cools down. They use the water in the bottom. I would use actually both. See if there's any homeless people. Nope, somebody took a big dookie right there though. That's a big poo-poo. Don't see any criminals. Had to put the board down there so that no more dogs escaped. That was sad. Poor Telma. She didn't have a chance. So, but she was ornery. She didn't listen. I tell the dogs, I tell Mama, I said, you gotta listen to me. I'm trying to love you, I'm trying to help you. But when somebody doesn't listen, they don't listen. So you got to stop supporting them if they're not going to listen to you. So like if they're using money for drugs, and you're feeding them the money. It's not good. We can go this way. So we had a guy, he's been a long-time client of mine. Sit here for a second. Long-time client, and he was always nice, and I don't charge for like tweaking and mishaps and troubleshooting and things like that, like a shop does. And but he always tipped me, which I always thought was nice. Well, come to find out, he's a 37-year-old virgin, never even kissed a girl. And then somebody was flirting with him at work. He worked at a fast food place, and she's a predator. And so she's like, fresh meat. So she got his dick wet, and all of a sudden he's in love with her. And she looked like that. What's it, that zappy creature from Street Fighter, from Brazil? It's like green, looked like Incredible Hulk a little bit. So that's what she looks like to me. But so she got his dick wet at least once with a condom, and then recently without a condom. I was like, fuck. I go, dude, you need to escape. You need to get the fuck out of there. He's homeless now. I think she's trying to get him hooked on drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? So, but he came over and he confessed everything, and I was like, dude, I'd love to help you. I said, but the problem is you're still with her. I said, you got to get out of that. I said, you got to change your phone number. You got to just escape. So next time she's out hooking and blowing dudes for money so she can supply you guys with drugs and food and all that kind of stuff, that's when you got to make your move. You got to go, peace. See you later. So, but it was weird talking to him about, well, this stuff doesn't get talked about. So in school and church, a lot of families don't talk about sex and about, like he's like, I got all these feelings. I was like, well, those feelings are fake. They're all bullshit. I was like, you can love someone, but those are your feelings. Just because you feel something doesn't mean they feel the same. Now, what we describe as love, what it really is hope, and a lot of wishful thinking. So, and I was talking to Sherry about all this stuff. We were the same way, but it's the natural way of things. Is you're young, and like let's say you both want to go to Alaska. You're like, okay, let's go. You want to go to Alaska? I want to go to Alaska. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of Mesa. Let's go to Alaska. Well, when you get there, things are different. And then you start finding out that you guys are built different and your expectations are different. And one of the things that I noticed about Sherry and I was that our ideas of what is, I'll use the word safe, because that she used that word one time and it was like, it really hurt. Because she said she didn't feel safe. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I got pissed. It's like, what do you mean you don't feel safe? And it was like, like she'd go get groceries or whatever. And of course she's not buying good stuff. She's buying all garbage. And she'd get to the checkout and the credit card wouldn't go through. And she felt embarrassed. I was like, well, did you use another credit card? And she's like, yeah. And I go, well, then what's the fucking problem? See, right there. Right? To me, it's not an issue. But to her, that was an issue. And so it's like, she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel like there was enough money around. And I was like, ooh, you're married to the wrong guy. I go, I'm an entrepreneur. I want to do big stuff, and it requires lots of sacrifice. Get away from Mr. Compressor. It requires lots of sacrifice, and so my priorities are especially strange when compared to, I don't want to say normal people. No, I do want to say normal people. I want to say normal people, not common people. But those ideas that normal people have are very common. Like the ideas that the Superbowl is important or that Valentine's Day is important. Neither one of those are important to me. I don't give a shit about them. And if your woman cares about that kind of shit, get the fuck out of there. So there's no such thing as love. That's a fantasy, and it's built into us, and it's so that we hook up and we make a baby, and that's why it feels good to jizz inside a woman and make a baby, and then then you got a baby mama, and that isn't always a wife. And so sometimes that becomes a weird arrangement, and it ends up being over money just because she's spiteful, and or you don't care enough or whatever. Again, expectations. Wear a condom. You know, I was watching Rick and Morty last night. She's like, I'll wear a condom even for butt stuff, Mom. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. That's a smart girl. Yeah, there's everything, whether you like it or not, is transactional. Everything. That's the only way we have memory. And our memory remembers who did what and for what. And, you know, we like to think, you know, wishful thinking about that, you know, oh, we don't do that. We don't keep track of stuff, you know, or you just give your kids whatever. And nah, man, it's inherent that you remember it. So now at the time of the gift or the giving, you know, do you have an expectation? And that's what leads to trouble. So it's having that expectation. Now, if you just give, then there's no loss when they betray you. So if and when. It's usually just when. It's not usually if. But I'm just trying to stop myself from this nosedive of depression. I don't want to sit there and fucking ruin you guys and tell you guys your lives are terrible because you're getting your dick wet on some girl. No, it's not about that at all. It's about just being, I don't know. The happiest thing you can do is just let go of your expectations. That's the first step. Second is try to negotiate other people to have lower expectations of you too, to just enjoy your company, to just love you for you, and that you're doing your best. And so, but life is so fleeting and so temporary, and then there's shitty people, and then and then there's like a whole bunch of other environmental stuff that's not even, all the shit that the corporations do to just use us for jizz mops. It's horrible. It's a very horrible thing, but it's not impossible. So you can do it, but you got to have different priorities, and sometimes having those priorities is like, I work on Sundays, or I work all night, or I don't give a shit about Valentine's. You can buy your own chocolates, that kind of stuff. So, but always remember that it's always transactional. It's never agape. And even when it's agape love, it's still transactional. It's just a longer bet. That's all. So, and I'm not saying don't love. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just be aware of that. That's the biggest thing. So, but I was explaining to the guy that's hooked up with a crackhead lady that caused him to be homeless because his roommates were like, get her the fuck out of here. And he's like, no, this is my woman. And they're like, okay, bye. And they kicked him out. And then they were also in charge of his job. And so they were like, you're fired. Get the fuck out of here. So, and then some of the coworkers were like, dude, she's toxic. And so then the toxic lady got rid of his phone. And so now they're homeless, and they bought a gym membership that they can't really afford, so they can have a place to poop and wash up. And and that happened within the course of like a month. So, and all because his parents or school or somebody didn't talk about why he has these boner feelings and wants to jizz on stuff. And, and that's one of the things I want you to guys feel comfortable about is being men. You're men, you're sperm producers. You're made to jizz. That's what you're made to do. You're made to work hard and jizz hard. And I want you to feel comfortable on this channel, that you're safe, that I'm not going to betray you. I'm not going to tell on you and all that kind of bullshit. I want it to be a safe place where you can just be a man. You can be yourself and not have to be politically correct or any of that other stuff that is basically terrorism. It's a social version of terrorism. But I want to teach you the things that I've learned in my life that nobody's ever taught me and nobody talks about. And so I do that with the subwoofers. I make subwoofers that nobody makes, and I do things in audio that nobody does for reasons that nobody does, right? Because typically everybody is money driven. So, and that's why there's a lot of products on the market that just shouldn't exist, but because they want like money and because they know they can trick you, there's tons of that bullshit. So, but again, I want you to focus. I've been getting a lot of hits about people, what's it called? Well, like they want to buy stuff from me, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm not allergic to money. However, I want to see you guys flip. Look for beat up stuff that you can repackage, and stuff that you can, help somebody get a nice system. Just because you know what's good and what's not good, and you use your skills to differentiate between the garbage and what is it called? What does Jordan Peterson say? The chaff and the flame. The flame is used to get rid of the chaff, and you're left with this very small kernel of who you are and what you are. And so you can that's really needed all over life. It's just that, and then cleaning up all the fucking mess. So, but anyways, I'm ranting. I love you guys. Let me finish this tour. Back here. Don't want to conk a noggin. Got the barbed wire. Pizza place open. We ended up paying $60 for pizza, wings, and 3 beers. And then I drove drunk home on my scooter route 6000. Don't tell anybody. So that's it. Laura's been helping me get organized, which has been great. I want to get rid of these. Send me some money. Just be like, Pat, I'll give you this much for everything. And I'm like, okay, good, take it. So, but I want to get rid of all this stuff. Let it be somebody else's project. You go make the money. You go be the superstar on eBay. You go be the pimp. I've been the pimp. I don't want to be the pimp no more. Well, I do, but I want to be a pimp somewhere else. In the movie business. In the Tesla business. Can't remember. I ended up making a video before, and it was all recorded sideways, and I'm like, oh, let me re-record it. So, but I got these 1010 sealed. Oscar, Mr. Music Man, used to buy those from me, and then he put a port in the back, so then it was a ported box. We got the dual sealed 15-inch kickers. I put a new face on them, and then I put 2 ports, 2 4-inch ports down the side, and then I do those for $150. Or you can just take them as 80, the way they are. I got a bunch of 10-inch bandpass boxes too. The square kicker boxes. Flip. Find a buyer. You can even find a buyer here in Phoenix, and you go, hey, I got this box, like advertise here in Phoenix. And you go, yeah, meet this guy, blah, blah. And what I'll do is I'll meet him out front, right? So they don't know about the back. And then they're like, okay, Pat, collect, let's say $100 for one of these triple seal boxes. And I sell it to you for $50. So I collect 100, and then I give you 50 because you made the sale. I couldn't have made the sale without you. So I want to do that with you guys. If you guys want to be king of the dust caps, be king of the dust caps. Say, Pat, I'm going to buy all these LA Sound LS dust caps, and I'm going to sell them for $6 each on eBay. I'm like, go for it. I'll sell all of them to you for like $1 each. How's that? Something like that. Make your own deal. So I got lots of cones, I got lots of woofers, I got lots of magnets, lots of stuff. So even if I did a pallet a day for the next 2 months, I'd still have a ton of shit left over. So, but well, we got Eric's 24, and then hopefully I'll have another one. Got the 20. Oh no, that's a 21. That's a 21. It's for Eric. See? I'll glue that down. And then we got the Team Series 24, which I'm going to do with the copper 8-layer CSP coil, but I got to extend the former. There it is. This guy. It's quad 2 ohm. So I'm going to wire it series parallel. And then I'm going to double up the leads. So it only has 2 leads, but it'll be a single 2 ohm. And then I think he's going to, he's going to wire those two together in parallel for 1 ohm. And then he's going to strap a pair of Salt 8Ks to them. and run them at 0.5 ohm, which I don't recommend, but you know, whatever. I'm not the boss of everybody. There was these Memphis Mojo motors that I've augmented. Let me show you. So, I know you may remember them. What else? We got to finish those today and tomorrow. Ship those out Monday for Woody. Did I talk about these? I don't even know if I don't remember now. I have to use they're DD now. They're certainly not power acoustic mofos. I'm going to do a cap project. I'm going to skin all these, remove all the digital tops, except for this one, because this one's got the distribution block, and it's also 2 farad. So I'm going to group them all together and make a super cap. So that's what people seem to want to buy. Super caps. I want to do the TSPs on this guy before it goes. I like those guys. I just sold the other. I sold the 2 red ones. Lickety split. Remember what I told you about love, okay? I know it sucks, but what you'll find in life is that typically the thing that sucks, typically the thing that you don't want to hear is the truth. The bad news. So, but if you're a stripper, you don't have to hear bad news, right? Because there's, like, if you're dating a girl that's stripping or whatever, you're fucking her, whatever you're doing, you can never tell her bad news because she doesn't want it. She doesn't take it. She doesn't have to take it because every day for 8 hours or whatever, however long she's at work, all she has is dudes fawning over her and giving her money. And then she comes home to you and you don't give her money. It's a very difficult thing for somebody to separate. So, and then on top of that, when she finally is like, fuck you, I don't need your shit. I got 10 dudes lined up. And she does have 10 dudes lined up, but none of them are quality. None of them are as good as you, which is fine though. And she's going to gamble. And then typically that's when they go off the deep end and they start, you know, eating Xannies like Tic Tacs and doing drugs and having fun and partying. And even though they got kids and all that kind of stuff, those kind of lives, it's just the way it is. It's almost like we're programmed that way. So, but anyways, I love you guys. Take care of each other. Don't spend your fucking time or money gambling. God, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Do it. Make a sure bet. Spend your money on investments. Learn how to invest money. Learn how to. God, I've been watching that. I can't remember Moby's go something. Anyways, the guy was talking about, like, if you got 50 grand, don't fucking buy a house with it. Good Lord, especially not right now. No, use that money to get a loan and buy a business, buy something that's cash flow positive already. And anyways, I'll post a link to the video, but think bigger. Always think 10x. Think, I got to get the fuck out of here. That's why I got to do 10x too. So I got to take my own medicine. I love you guys. We'll make it through together. And if I have my way, then we'll have $20 hand jobs in Walmart. I'm telling you, man, that's the future. That's the future. That and Jislama. So, love you guys. $20 hand jobs. Handy's not hate. Hashtag handy's not hate. I love you guys.